Hello friends, this is Durga again from ITversity, a one-stop shop to learn all the technologies. At this time, we are talking about getting started on MongoDB for Java developers. As part of this video, I will cover MongoDB data architecture. Okay, this is not about MongoDB architecture, about how MongoDB clusters will be. That will be part of the full course and also as part of the administration course if I end up delivering that. But for now, I will only explain how the data will look like in MongoDB. So it's primarily MongoDB data architecture. So unlike traditional RDBMSs, MongoDB data is schemaless, which means that you don't create tables with specific columns and data types with precisions, which is the typical case with any of the relational databases such as Oracle, MySQL, etc. You create table using create table name command and give column names with the data types and the precision or length of for each of the column along with the data type. And if you are familiar with the development lifecycle deploying applications in RDBMS, if you have to add a column to the table, you have to add the column to the table, you have to refactor the code, and then you have to perform rigorous testing, rigorous regression testing to make sure that nothing else breaks, and then you have to get the downtime, you have to deploy the database changes, and then you have to deploy the application. It can take quite a bit of time and very tedious when it comes to dealing with RDBMSs. For mission critical systems for which RDBMS databases such as Oracle are designed, that overhead is acceptable. But for the other complementary systems which are not mission critical, such as recommendation engines, if you go to Amazon and if you search for a product, it will try to recommend what are the other products that you might be interested in purchasing along with the original product which you are trying to purchase. That is a recommendation engine. There are no complex transactions involved. It's not mission critical because it doesn't involve any revenue or not. Even if the recommendation engine is little bit offline or a little bit off than the desired products which you want to purchase, that is acceptable. So in those cases, but as millions of users try to use the system, if the recommendation engine does not work for a couple of hours because of that downtime due to the schema changes, then the user experience will be bad, and a lot of guys might not come back to use the platform. So for that reason, using RDBMSs might not be very feasible from the development lifecycle perspective. So a lot of NoSQL databases such as MongoDB, HBase, Cassandra actually design the way tables are created and data is loaded, columns are added without any schemas. So you can actually create tables or collections, whatever term they use with respect to particular database, and you can actually create the columns on the fly. Not only that, the columns also can have some business value in that, and you can have different number of columns for different rows within the same table, which is unlikely with the relational database. So I will demonstrate. Here I will be connecting to a NoSQL database. Okay. There is Mongo installed on this. Okay, now I logged into Mongo, and here if I want to create a database, I just have to show dbs is the command to list the databases. If I want to create demo database, I just have to say use demo. If the database is not there, it will just create the new database. Okay, and then you can actually start directly inserting into a collection. It is called as collection here. You don't hear term called table like in RDBMS. Again, within each NoSQL database, the term might be a little bit different. Here they call it as collection. Collection is similar to table but not exactly same as table. It's there are some subtle differences which you need to be aware of, and I will try to cover that as part of the data model later. Okay, so to insert data, you can actually say db dot hello. So this is the collection name. If you run show collections, you will not see any collections as of now, which means that there are no tables. So show collections is similar to show tables in MySQL. So now I want to create a collection and I want to insert the data into that collection. So we can actually do it directly. So db dot, so collection name is demo collection dot insert, and then, or let me create collection called HR or employees. Okay, and then insert. Here we have to write the command similar to JavaScript. Okay, so here the data actually represented in data in MongoDB is represented in JavaScript object notation. So the syntax is similar to JavaScript. Okay, so here I want to give employee number 1 and name or ename, employee name Scott Anderson. So these are the two fields which I want to have for the first row. Okay, and hit enter. Now the data is inserted. We can see db.employees.find to see the data. We can see there is employee number 1 and ename for this record. We will see what is this ID and all later. Now we will try to insert another record. Here I want to have salary also. Okay, so if you look into this, we are defining the column names, but we are not actually defining the data types. Okay, and also the first row which is inserted, or first record which is inserted into this employees have only 2 fields. Now I will be adding another record called Jim Cooper. Salary 10,000. Okay, and hit enter. Now when the record is inserted, the first record have only 2 columns and the second record have 3 columns. And now if we run db employees.find, you can find both the columns here, sorry, both the rows here, one with 2 columns and the other one is with 3 columns and values. So there is no rigid schema structure. That's why we call it as schema-less MongoDB collections or MongoDB tables are called as schema-less, unlike RDBMS where they are actually having schema. And MongoDB stores data in document fashion. So each of these things is called as document. Document is nothing but the row. So for row, here they call it as document, but you can have nested documents and all those things. So if you go back to this terminal, so this is one document and this is another document. It is analogous to row and record, but a document can have nested documents, which means that I will try to create one more record here. Okay, 3. Tom Harry is the name, and then I want to create a document about the department. So department, and here I want to create ID for the department, or we will actually store the name and address. Okay, name HR and the city somewhere. Okay, so this is the department document embedded for that employee, and hit enter. Now the record is inserted, and you can run dv employees find, and you can see that the third one actually have the nested document for the department. Okay, and you can actually run pretty command if you want to read in better fashion. Now you can see that third record is actually shown properly. It is the nested document. Okay, so this is what document orientation means. You can have nested documents like this. So we follow denormalized data model when we actually create collections in MongoDB. Okay, so tables should be called as collections. There is no concept called table in MongoDB. It's collections, and then collection is nothing but a list of documents. And it is categorized as NoSQL database. All the concepts of NoSQL are applied here, like captivum, etc. It supports CRUD operations: create, read, update, delete. There are no transactions, so you don't see commands such as commit, rollback, etc. when you try to insert, update, or delete data in MongoDB. And it has rich querying capabilities using JavaScript syntax. You can join the data, you can aggregate the data, you can do most of the core or common functionalities that can be achieved with simple SQL can be written in MongoDB query language also, which follows this syntax. Okay, so we will understand all these things as we get into the details of it. So that being said, I hope you are enjoying the content on the channel. If you like this video, please click on the like button. If you want to provide the feedback, please use the comment section of the video. If you want to discuss further about big data or NoSQL, please join my LinkedIn group called ITversity-Big Data. And finally, if you are not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. You will get to see a lot more content like this over time. And also, if you live in countries such as US, UK, where support this channel or fan funding is available, you will see support this channel section here. You can click on that and you can start funding me so that I can actually come up with more and more content like this over time. Thank you. Bye.